All right, welcome back inside our proactive newsroom. And joining me now is Mónica Taher. She's Vice President of Marketing for RocketFuel Payment Solutions. And Mónica, it's good to see you. How are you?
I'm doing okay, Steve. Thank you. Thank you for the invitation.
Yeah, excited to talk a bit more about crypto payments in Latin America. And people want to go, well, what's that? But Brazil, Argentina, Colombia, Ecuador ranking in the top 20 back in 2022 of adoption for cryptocurrency. So obviously it's really taking a big shape in Latin America.
Absolutely. If we look into the reasons why this is happening, I think it's really a no-brainer. Unfortunately, Latin America's economies historically have proven to be problematic. You mentioned those four countries, but we have also seen a huge adoption rate in countries with economies that are even more problematic, such as Argentina's and Venezuela's. Inflation rates, volatility of their local currencies, and that makes people simply look for other outlets, in this case, cryptocurrencies, in order to survive those inflation rates and the fact that everything is so expensive at the local level. So it's really not a surprise to see these numbers.
It is a number of countries with a lot of people who are unbanked. And for people who may not understand that term, that means that, they don't use the regular banking system. So can you talk a bit about how important those people are in the adoption of cryptocurrency?
Absolutely. I'm Salvadorian. Just in El Salvador, there are 70%, actually 70% of the population doesn't have a bank account. 70%. It's really high. In Mexico, it ranges between 60 to 63%. So those numbers are really high. When we talk about the region, we're talking about millions and millions of people that are unbanked. And that basically gives them the opportunity to use digital outlets, digital money, in this case, cryptocurrencies. They don't have to have a bank account. If they don't have a bank account, obviously they don't have access to credit either. It's really a problem. And as you may know, a lot of these people, especially a lot of the unbanked, have informal businesses, if you will. They have a tiny sale of vegetables on the street, in mercados, right? And that makes it even harder because they don't have access to capital. But if through their phones they have access to cryptocurrencies and they're able to make payments that way, I think is really a game changer for all of those millions of people in the Latin American region that right now are not able to access the traditional monetary system.
And you at RocketFuel have realized that as well and are really taking steps in order to capture that opportunity that's obviously sits in Latin America.
That is correct. In fact, RocketFuel has incorporated a company in El Salvador. As you know, El Salvador has adopted Bitcoin as legal tender. And we are also working with talking to many companies that are in the business of remittances. Just in the last year, we saw a 900% increase of remittances in crypto in the Latin American region, which means that industry alone is just going to explode. And those companies that are still depending on the traditional way of sending money, and there are many of those companies, and we all know them, they have to reinvent themselves and add cryptocurrencies to their portfolio, or they will disappear. This is another disruptive technology that will absolutely change the way people send money.
And if for people who may not think, is it a small opportunity? Is it a big opportunity? MasterCard recently put out a survey that talked a lot about what you're talking about. And the numbers they've returned are really incredible as far as crypto is concerned.
That is true. Actually, the survey conducted by MasterCard says that 51% of the population in Latin America has already utilized some sort of crypto payment method. That is a really high percentage. We're talking about half of the population in Latin America. It is no surprise that Latin America ranks number 7 in the world in terms of crypto adoption. And that is why I really believe that for any crypto company, any company that is in the business of providing services and products with Bitcoin or any cryptocurrency, they have to pay attention to what is happening on the ground in Latin America.
Absolutely. Makes a lot of sense. Monica, thanks so much. Great update. And I know that we'll be talking more about Latin America in the future because it really is buzzing as far as cryptocurrency is concerned.
Thank you, Steve.
All right, there's Mónica Taher. She's Vice President of Marketing for RocketFuel Payment Solutions.